Hey everyone, before we start today's episode of What's on Tap, we're outside of Cooperstown Brewing Company and we got a great giveaway for you.
This hat, this glass bottle from Cooperstown Brewing Company, we are going to give them to you. All you have to do is count the puns we make in this show. We make a ton of baseball puns. Do that, subscribe to our YouTube, like us on Facebook, like Cooperstown Brewing Company on Facebook. We are going to check.
We will know.
And after we see all of that, you are entered into the giveaway. And at random, someone's going to be selected and they're going to win these great items here.
Yep, we'll let you know if you win. But other than that, enjoy the show.
We're here in downtown Cooperstown, the home of baseball. And what goes better with baseball
than an ice cold beer? We're about to find out what's on tap at Cooperstown Brewing Company. Across the nation, people have turned the hobby of crafting beer into a lifestyle. Amazing breweries are only a few minutes away from your own home.
From nano to regional or micro to macro, the question you won't need to ask is what's on tap.
We're stepping up to the plate at Cooperstown Brewing Company.
Here at Cooperstown, New York, this place opened up in 1995, and after a couple pitch hitters, Northern Eagle took over, and Lauren Ward got the call from the bullpen to take over as manager. Let's go inside.
Back in 1995, Stan Hall wanted to start up a business that incorporated two of his favorite things. But since then, much like many baseball teams, ownership has changed hands a few times.
He started the brewery because he loved baseball and beer, so he just combined the two together. He came out with the Core 4, which was our old Slugger, backyard, 9-man, and bench warmer. He hoped to give the brewery, kind of pass it on to his son one day, but his son really didn't have any interest, so in 2011 he sold it to Butternuts Beer and Ale, which is another local brewery around here in Garrettsville. They owned it until 2014. During that time, they changed all of the Cooperstown recipes. But in 2014, they sold it to our current owners, which is Northern Eagle Beverages out of Oneonta, New York. They are a family-owned Anheuser-Busch distributorship. And when they bought this brewery, they were one of the first distributorships to own a brewery, and they changed everything back to the original recipes that Stan had. So we kind of took his recipes, revamped them, and then came out with more beers.
When it comes to managing the team at Cooperstown Brewing Company, Northern Eagle had Lauren Ward step up to the plate.
In 2016, I graduated college, obviously had loans to pay. There was an ad in the paper for an open house for Northern Eagle Beverages, which is our distributorship. They built a brand new building. We're looking at hiring some new staff, so I got a job there as a front desk receptionist. So I took this over for Northern Eagle as their manager in June of 2017. I pretty much do everything. As far as being the bartender, I mow the grass, I order our retail, I order our beer orders every week, try and think of new ideas for merchandise, clean the place, hire my own staff, train them.
When Northern Eagle took over in 2014, brewing beer for Cooperstown moved up north to Queensbury, New York at what is now Northway Brewing Company. Despite the distance, Northern Eagle is able to keep Cooperstown's rotation fully loaded.
It can be a little difficult. Our distributorship does a very good job at keeping things in stock. But as far as like if we have like a one-off, like our blueberry wheat or something like that, it can be a little bit more difficult just to maybe grab that because it's not something we generally or typically have in stock. So to get it can be a little bit of a feat, but it's easily done.
With all the work Lauren puts in around here, at the end of the day, everyone needs a beer to relax with.
I'm either very, very light or can't see through it dark. I typically like a very dark porter or a stout. Or this time of year, because it's hotter outside, I usually go for our All-American Lager or our Summer Induction Ale, great lawn mowing beers. Or our blueberry wheat that we just came out with.
When you have a baseball-themed environment in the home of baseball, the summers can get pretty fun at the brewery.
Last year we had our 25th anniversary party. We were supposed to have a big Hall of Fame induction weekend this year, but because that has since been postponed until next year, we'll probably bring back a food truck, axe throwing. We've had cornhole tournaments before. We've also just had wiffle ball games with kids, and pretty much anything to kind of get people in the baseball spirit, especially in the summer.
Anyone could come to Cooperstown Brewing Company and enjoy their awesome beers, but baseball fans will add to their Cooperstown experience when stopping in for a beer.
The baseball fanatic, when they come in here, it just like you see them kind of just like elate with everything that we have related to baseball and all the games that we have, and they'll stay here and enjoy their drinks and watch the game and just talk about Cooperstown, and they love it.
This is a baseball episode, so you know we had to ask Lauren what her favorite team is.
I'm an Astros fan, but my family are huge Mets fans.
Yeah, go Mets!
So, and I've been to a couple Subway Series games. It's funny, any like sports team, I literally like don't like any New York teams. It's always like somebody somewhere different, and I don't know why. It's just partly family. I don't know.
As we had fun in Cooperstown, head brewer Joe Lawler is ready in the bullpen up north. Through Zoom, we got to talk to him about Northway and their connection with Cooperstown.
Yeah, so the Northern Eagle Beverage owns both Cooperstown and Northway. Northway was started about 3 years ago to be the house brand for this brewery. So we do all the production brewing for Cooperstown here.
The beers at Cooperstown have that easy drinking style that you'd want when enjoying a day at the ballpark.
Well, traditionally, Cooperstown was always traditional English ales, but not just English traditional, adding some older American and German. Eventually, we'll start playing a little more of the modern, one-off type beers that we do a little more of here.
We asked Joe what his favorite beer was, but I think he ended up one-upping us. He was prepared for this question with a beer on deck.
Well, I got one here. Not yet in your area, but it's American Lager. Yeah, we're going to try to make that one our flagship. Kind of been chasing the start of baseball season with this one since it's been pushed back. It's supposed to be released like during opening for spring training. And just kind of following it, and now hopefully get a bigger release on it next week when baseball kicks off.
Joe was able to give us a sneak peek of the brew house at the end of our talk with him, and we're looking forward to heading up ourselves to check out Northway Brewing Company in the future.
I love it up here. We try to stop up every once in a while, driving through, and it's a cool little atmosphere. They have some great beers here, and the oatmeal stout is smooth, rich in flavor. It's a very good oatmeal stout that they have here.
I like the blueberry. It was really good. I especially like that it comes with blueberries in it, which is a nice bonus to have the fruit there. But it was very smooth, had a lot of flavor, and you could actually taste the blueberry, which some you don't.
I found my dog, and I don't think he wants the beer, but I'm ready to start tasting it. What do you think? How about you?
Yeah, time to round third and head for home as we pour four.
Woo!
All right, so we will start at your top.
Whoa, I went a little wonky.
Okay, your guys' top left. Yes, that is our All-American Lager, 4.5%. It's the lightest beer we have. Came out 2 years ago, but very light, crisp, refreshing.
I think, like you said, lawn mowing beer.
Exactly. It's a very good first kind of stepping beer for those who aren't really familiar with the craft market, because it's very light, not really hoppy at all, but still crafty.
No, super light. I love light beers. Exactly. I mean, it's so easy to drink. This is what you're drinking when you're sitting at the ballpark. That's not a baseball pun.
It's baseball related. It's close enough, I guess.
Exactly. Right. Second beer you have is our Bambino. That is our American Amber Ale. We actually worked with Babe Ruth's closest living relatives to produce this beer. So that is where the name Bambino stems from.
That is cool.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor to it. I mean, just like this is a nice, I think, step up from the lager. To go, I think that's where Amber Ales really, I think, come into play, because it's like you start off. I mean, this is what anybody can, come in. They're gonna drink, like someone who drinks light beer, just the regular standard domestic that's out there. But when you want to really start getting into more craft beers and getting that understanding, okay, so this is amber. You don't know the names as well, but then you're gonna go to this and be like, oh, this is a pretty good beer. This is awesome. This is really good.
Your middle reliever, if you will. You're transitioning from beer to beer.
All right, so what is on deck next is our blueberry wheat. This is kind of a one-off beer that we have done for the summer. It is brewed with blueberries and it is dry hopped. And we put blueberries in it as a nice kind of little garnish for those who want a little something extra to it.
I love blueberry beers because I feel like, and that's like, I'm not a big fruit beer guy. You get a Corona and you put a lime in it.
Correct.
You get, and same thing with Land Shark.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know, I'm fine without it. But when it comes to blueberry beers, I like putting the blueberries in.
Exactly.
Now, are you guys people who eat beers? That's something I never eat. No, you just ate one.
Beers?
Do you eat the blueberries in them?
Favorite fruit. So this is where I'm at.
I never think about eating the fruit afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I drank it. It kind of adds to it. But
It's infused with the beer. How can you not like it?
this is the first blueberry I think I've eaten ever. I don't eat blueberries. I don't know if you could tell. I don't eat a lot of fruit. Yeah, I don't know what it is about me that would scream probably no fruit, but I stay away from oranges too. Is this the next one?
That is the next one.
In the cleanup spot.
Yes, this is our summer induction ale. It is a rye wheat ale brewed with orange peels and coriander. We come out with it every year. It represents the Baseball Hall of Fame induction. So every year the liquid stays the same, but the logo on the can always changes to include the number of the player or players that are being inducted that year. So it's a collector's edition item for baseball fanatics. But very light, citrusy, very drinkable.
This is really good. I mean, even with the orange peel, like the thing is, I'll go for it. I want to have the full experience of what it's supposed to be. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't know if I would go after eating the fruit because this one takes a little more work, and the blueberries they just go down. But it is a nice compliment, that's for sure. Yeah.
It adds to it, but I'm not gonna eat the orange.
Just fun to look at.
Alrighty then. Fifth one you have is our Old Slugger Pale Ale. This is our flagship, the first beer ever born here. It's your classic English style pub ale.
This is awesome.
Everyone knows it.
It has an old-timey taste.
It does.
Like it feels like this was when this first opened up. Like I could see a lot of people coming in.
95, yep.
Way back in '95.
Way back in 95.
But even the name Old Slugger, like I picture old school baseball, like Bambino era, like. This is probably what people were drinking at the ballpark watching games.
That is, I don't know how that works, but it totally did. This tastes
Sometimes I just get talking and it goes.
Like, I don't know.
Why is that right? It's like, I don't know. That's crazy. This is really good. I've said really good for I think every one of them. But no, this is, yeah. It's got like, it's a classic taste. This is a beer.
Then the very last one you have at your tip would be our Squeeze Play Double IPA. Obviously there's a very hop craze right now going on.
Just a little bit.
This is a West Coast style double. So it is 8% alcohol and 80 IBU.
The very, very bitter, like the West Coast style.
Exactly.
It honestly, it must be the combination of the hops, the flavors. This isn't super bitter.
No, it's not
got the high IBU, but I mean, it's pretty easy to drink.
Yeah, it's a smooth bitter, if you could
Exactly.
imagine
It's not
that.
like a punch right to your face. It's more smooth, citrusy, fruity.
You get it when you go in for a smell.
Exactly.
Normally, when you think of double IPA, you really do think of how bitter it can be. And you're not getting that completely with this. Don't let the IBUs fool you. Don't let the IBUs fool you. This is a good, you're sitting down and enjoying, even if it's summer, you can sit down and enjoy this. But if you're outside mowing the lawn, playing cornhole, playing baseball, there we go, finally. Finally.
You just said the word baseball.
That's all I had to do. You're definitely gonna probably lean more towards one of the pale ale or the lager here, but definitely after your game, you're going for the double IPA.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Not a problem,
What a trip here. What a
It's a grand slam.
Yeah, I love going around the bases here.
On point today.
Come on, you guys totally just missed that one. We are trip around the bases. I tried.
We could circle back. You do that again.
No, it's too late. I think this is too good video.
If any bar or brewery wants to make a call to the bullpen and put Cooperstown beer on one of their guest taps, just call Northern Eagle and ask for the sales coordinator, and they can help you make that happen.
Well, I'm actually drinking, it'd be the Induction, you know. I've been waiting. She really had a lot of it over the winter, you know, they don't have it, so I get all the bottles. And I've been waiting for it since this came out, you know. I was like, I gotta have it, you know. It's just a good, easy, drinkable beer. It's summer beer, and I plan to get a keg of it just because I love the taste of it, you know. And honestly, last time I was here, and I didn't have it with the orange, and I actually like it better with the orange, to be honest with you. But it's a good beer. I like the Bambino. I really like them all. You know, they're all pretty good drinkable beers.
So that ends the 9th inning here at Cooperstown Brewing Company. Can't thank you guys enough for watching. Lauren, Joe, everybody here involved at Cooperstown Brewing Company. This has been awesome.
Absolutely. I hope you take a break from watching baseball now that it's back. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and check out where our journey takes us next on What's on Tap.
Now I'm ready to beat Cam in a game of cornhole. Let's go.
Please. Nope.
Here you go.
They can't see this at all.